Well, let me say good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning, wherever you are across the globe. This is African Actions Network 2A Radio TV, and my name is Ta Yubi Gandet, and I'm broadcasting to you live from the Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County, this afternoon. Today is Saturday, and as a matter of fact, we are nearing to say goodbye to the month of November, and we've come this afternoon to have the express views of citizens regarding the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Weah, long stay out of the country. You may be aware that as of November 1, the President of the Republic of Liberia departed the country to make a series of visits across the globe. And so, quite recently, the 54th legislature received another communication from the President of the Republic of Liberia extending his visit, and that runs up to the 18th of December. But as it stands, there have been diverse views from the public. There have been folks that have been expressing interest that indeed the President's stay all of Liberia will make a tremendous effort when it comes to the growth and development of our beloved country, whilst other citizens are complaining that it is not warranted for the father of the nation, particularly with the ongoing population and housing census, to be away from Liberia, coupled with other economic dividends. And so we've thought it prudent enough to get the express views of the citizens. And so we've come out this afternoon to hear from Liberians, particularly in this part of Liberia. You may be aware that Grand Bassa County hosts the seat of the nation's second capital. It's a very historical city, as you may know, and indeed it is the city of love. And so we've been able to have few young Bassoans group up already at forum center that we are trying to reach currently, to bring them on live to get their own views about this entire long stay of President George Weah from out of Liberia. And so you can share this broadcast, leave your comments as well, share as many times as you can, and your comments will also be sent out for public consumption. And my name is Tar Yubi Garnett, and many thanks to Patience Blair Atto, who sits at control in Pennsylvania, USA, bringing this live screen to your separate gadgets. And we are currently at the Harlemsville Interactive Forum, HAR Forum for short. And this is our second visit here as a media institution. We pay a visit here earlier on this year during the visit of Monrovia District 10 Representative, Honorable Yeke Koluba. So as you can see, this is interactive forum. And so we tend to speak with few young Liberians that are here. And so let me just start from this point. Let me just start from this point and speak to this young man. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Timothy Gamonte.
Timothy Gamonte, I see you this afternoon at this interactive forum. Are you part of this forum or you just pay a courtesy visit?
I'm the former member of the family.
Okay, Timothy, just before I come to you, I just thought I know there's a forum, so we expect a series of discussions, but I'm talking to the head here to actually help us with a little bit of quality to proceed with this interaction. Welcome to African Actions Network. And you are live currently, and the world is watching. We want to ask you this straight jacket question. What is your take on the long stay of the president out of Liberia?
I'm frustrated. The father living in home, living in children with just the wife, no full money. Take all the money and put it in a package and carry it. So how you think the child feel? The child feel frustrated. So I'm frustrated. Father level in home.
But quite recently, there was a communication forwarded at the legislature and calling for extension of this visit that you are already angry about. Don't you think it will help bring any more help when it comes to our infrastructural growth and development?
Until I see that, we have made a lot of travels and we are not seeing anything coming for our travel. Until I see it. So I don't want to preempt.
Okay, the president press secretary catalog all of the president's visits thus far and achievements per traveled. Don't you see this absence from the country by the president as rewarding?
I don't see everybody. I do not see everybody. And if I play Washington for 90 in quarter, what economic benefit you think they will bring back to Liberia? They will not do anything. This, as I said previously, this is not president. We are first central. He has traveled into a lot of countries. And his regime has gone for 5 years now. We have not seen any new company arriving, no job in the country. So at the time, meaning when Wash Walker will bring and tell you 1 million company to relieve us from the trust struggle with it. I don't see it happening.
Okay, let's do this comparison. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was noted for traveling once or twice a week, all in the name of lobbying and establishing bilateral ties. Now, how can you compare the two?
Yeah, because anyhow, a lot of work to do outside there. That's one president. The entire country was broken down. The country was considered a criminal state because of the 14-year war we fought. So she was all up there to reunite Liberia to the international war. So we benefited all of Ellen's travel out of this country. Honestly.
Now, if tomorrow was October 10, 2023, on what basis will you or will you not support President Weah's re-election?
Uh,
Will you?
no, I will not support his re-election.
On what basis?
On the basis of failure, because his government has actually failed. In all that he promised to have done for us in a inaugural speech.
Okay. The legislature, through a communication from the president's office, extended his stay out of the country. Don't you think our lawmakers had genuine reason or reasons for said extension?
And in fact, he only reminded them that he wants to stay up there, so they got no authority to stop him. The fact that the person had already come, if the legislature say we don't agree, is he going to come back? He's not going to come back. He's only informing them that he will be out of the country, but he's not granting permission for them. He's not telling them to say, hey, you please allow me to stay out of the country for so and so time, but he only informing them that he will be there up to December 18 or whatever.
Okay, 5 years and a month since the insurgence of this government. I need to hear from you honestly regarding remarkable achievements by this government.
And one of the achievements is the liberation of most souls. I see it as one of the achievements because I've never seen a criminal rate in the country like this. The little time I spent on planet Earth and a few governments I've seen, I've never seen the country going through what the country is going through today. Health, education, security, everything totally broke down.
Okay, lastly, this interaction has been followed globally. And so, what could be your message to President Weah while he's still out of the country?
My message is that President Weah enjoy himself because democratically, and next year or two, we're going to retire. So let him just enjoy and enjoy. We're going to retire. That's the message I left for him.
Okay, so your name again?
Timothy Kawodi.
Okay, thank you for speaking with us. Thank you for speaking with us. We'll still talk to more folks that are here to join us this afternoon. This is African Actions Network. Please share the broadcast. Share the broadcast and leave your comments as well as we talk to more Liberians regarding their own take on the president's visit out of Liberia. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Your name, sir?
My name is Weah.
Okay, welcome to African Actions Network.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you on. What is your take? Straight jacket question. What is your take on the president's long stay out of Liberia?
For me, it's kind of frustrating and disappointing to have a president who will travel out of the country officially for 3 months, extracting Saturdays and Sundays. I have not seen any international best practice about that. That one will leave his country to go out compared to a father leaving at home and go out, taking all the food money, put it in your pocket and go out. So it is against all societal as well as governmental norms for a president who should offer leadership to leave the country officially for 3 months. If we retrospect our history, we wouldn't tell us that a president of Liberia did that, but I think Weah did that on purpose. When Weah took office, he asked for leave. In a leave absence, something we have not seen before. The legislator had to refuse to give him leave. This time, he decided to do it forcefully to go out of the country, even at a dying minute before informing the legislator. That would think was a constitutional, even though there are no direct provision in this country's constitution, but that is again all societal and governmental norm for a president to do that. I think Weah is the first person, I stand to be corrected, who have done this.
Okay.
In fact, I think the president, even though a lie that he went to a peace and sport gathering in France, and that was extended, something that never happened. You know, the president will be making a story because the president took off to protect and defend the nation. Now, if you're making a story and lie to the nation, it's like perjury. In America, they will impeach you for that. And the president is committing perjury. The president lied to the state that the meeting in France was extended. How could the president even go for a peace and sport meeting under his regime, a footballing president who never improved sport by an inch? See how sport is on Weah today. It appears to us in the African setting that Weah sat on the knee of the Liberian people, made juju so that only his knee will come up. Then why would you go for a peace and sport meeting when you're not developing sport? So that is a paradox. So the president's visit is total frustration and disappointment to this country where civil servants are not getting paid. What census that will help the international community to be able to decide how they will help us in terms of how our population density looks at, our population demographic and stuff like that. Then you stay up. You were supposed to lead by example. So this president is not leading by example. As we go closer to his last term, the president is just telling people that he's tired to leave. If this country was a country where the military was so sophisticated, different things would have happened because the president is giving way for people to think on the otherwise. So for me, that is not good, and the legislature must question the president. The president must give account of the kind of action he's doing because our legislators are very weak. The House of Representatives as well as the House of Senate, they are very weak, so the president does anything at his will, but it's wrong for a president to do the kind of thing. He's setting a bad principle for the younger generation.
But quite recently, a couple of days ago, the president press secretary, Asik Solokebe, catalog all of the president's visits thus far and achievements per travel. Don't you see his absence from the country as rewarding?
Rewarding? I mean, that maybe literally they try to design English word using the words of our people to make us feel better. But when you say rewarding, what kinds of economic benefit does the president basically bring back? I think the president is taking more from the citizenry, getting taxpayer money, because each day you stay out, you get 2,000 United States dollars. Now you are extended your visit by 25 days, extracting Saturday and Sunday. That's a month. Do you know how much the country will be losing if the president bringing back benefit? What kind of benefit? What benefit do you bring back when you sit in Qatar for about 9 days to watch sport? Now, that is one of my biggest disappointments. The president of Ghana went to Qatar to motivate his boy. The president of Liberia went to Ghana, went to Qatar to see his son. A paradox. How can Weah be president for Liberia, then his son be citizen for America? It seems that's a paradox, that a situation. So the president said there, in this country, you, our poor taxpayer money, abuse the right of the people, go out, don't be anything, entertain inside concern, but here is family and not the people. What do you think the people of Liberia will have felt if the president's son, if the president was going to wash his son together with the rooster thing? But here the president of Liberia going to wash his son, take all our resources, develop his son, leave the leadership of the country, go and watch his son. What motivation, what economic benefit does that bring back to the country? For me, that is a total disappointment. And those people that even celebrated because Weah school did it as a coward. I wouldn't go and celebrate Weah who abandoned the citizenship of the country. When Weah played football, he was not allowed to be a Frenchman, even an Italian. Weah didn't do that. Why we encourage the son to do that? He scored for one America and go and celebrating. So the president, they say whatever catalog or not bring back no benefit to all. It takes from our economy, it breaks us down, it frustrates the young generation, it teaches no moral lesson for the upcoming generation.
Okay, let's do this comparison. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was noted for traveling once or twice a week normally, all in the name of lobbying and establishing bilateral ties. Now, how can you compare the two?
Ellen Johnson took over a country in what we call a pariah, which are in a pariah state, a country who are totally broken down. We have no relationship, to say the least, even with countries surrounding us. If you want the Ivory Coast, they took her to even be a warrior. You want to Guinea, they wouldn't allow you in. Ellen Johnson travel was intended to build back our relationship and factor in the Committee of Nations. Ellen Johnson travel was intended to release those debt that we owe. It was intended to help us solicit and mobilize resources that will come to the country and build the country up. And that's what Weah is doing. What has Weah brought to this country from his many visits? In fact, before Weah developed a PAPD, it was when he was as the president. When he went out of the way, he carried nothing. When Weah went to France, nothing he carried because he sat a president before developing an agenda. But Ellen Johnson certainly have an agenda. Before even taking the presidency, and she went out with the agenda and articulated the agenda very well. What agenda is the better articulated in Qatar? Even for sport.
Why are you stressing Qatar issues so much? He traveled Morocco, he traveled France.
This is a president who rise to the echelon of power through football. The least thing the president was given on is to develop sport. But look at your National League. Look at your Premiership. Look at what we train our country need. So why extend it develop? There's somebody get out, you go sit down in Qatar for 9 days using taxpayer money, and then you say the president bring back benefit. The president has disappointed us. This president need to be voted, if not impeached. If this legislator was a very strong legislator, they will ask the president to do account. Although they say I don't feel that the president for own pleasure. The president is tired and want to have enough rest and enjoy the many girlfriends, enjoy, staying out there rather than bringing any economic benefit to this country.
That's a strong statement, but let's move on. Now, if tomorrow was October 10, 2023, on what basis will you or will you not support President Weah's re-election?
President Weah have brought no benefit, his leadership has brought no benefit to this country, rather than breaking us down as a nation. President Weah has shown no leadership. Even at the time the country is going for census, President Weah did similar thing when they were taking the coronavirus vaccine. President Weah walked out of the country to take the vaccine. Today, census is being taken. President Weah is not yet to show leadership. So throughout his whole regime, there's nothing of leadership he has shown for the younger generation. President Weah has not been able to mobilize investment to come to this country. President Weah will be able to even develop the younger generation that plays sport like him. That's the least thing I will hold accountable for. President Weah will develop what you would call an economy, develop the younger generation, and set them up there. But nothing he would have done just to leave Liberia and go watch your son. That is total cronyism, a favoritism, and that is more than nepotism as we preach in our constitution. So President Weah should be put up because he's not offering leadership.
The legislature, through a communication from the president's office, quite recently extended his stay out of the country. Don't you think our lawmakers had genuine reason or reasons
No
for said
lawmaker,
extension?
in the words of Dillon, he always said they are spineless, they are rotten. These are lawmakers that will even go plead for the executive. You think, like, Article 3 of our Constitution said that the three branches check on each other. Why it is true that they coordinate in different branches. But the assumed 5 branch of government, which is the legislator, they're not checking. They're being like compromise, they work for the president, and so they have no impact.
But there are other opposition lawmakers, as you are speaking.
Yeah, but the issue of legislative politics is number. So you can be in the crowd as much as you want to. Once you're not able to mobilize the number because the opposition are so broke and don't have the incentive to get vote from the other guys, you will just cry. But yeah, the better thing about that is cry so that the downtrodden masses will listen. But President Weah is a total disappointment, and what he did of late is against all societal and governmental norms.
Okay, 5 years and a month over since the inception of this government. I need to hear from you honestly regarding remarkable achievements by this government.
But do an analytical comparison of the different sectors. Let's look at the sector, the security sector. Just of late, an ERU guy was changed by what you tend to be Zobo. In our setting, Zobo and guys who are not correct. Zobo and guys who are armless. So imagine a guy who not correct, chasing a well-trained security. In Weah security, since Weah took over, our local police have not gotten logistics. No car for about 5 years. No new security device for about 5 years. Nothing that the security will use. The president was able to tell you to go and buy CCTV. How much the civil servant working for to pay for CCTV? So the security sector is broken down. Go to health. What do you get? There are curable disease and preventable diseases that are killing people here. We had a shelter last time when you refer to the you're the old men in the country. Simply because you don't have a job to even keep you up. Go to a hospital, you pay for the least, which is glove. During Mara Johnson selling drugs on a quarterly basis, there are no drugs, no ambulance. Go to the educational sector and do an analytical view and see what is in the educational sector. There's nothing. Government clean to do what we call free education, college education, but yet the money have been increasing different activities. So it was better for you to pay little than you say you pronounce free education. So all the sectors, even job creation, how many jobs the government have brought? Short-term job, long-term job, nothing. The government had no strategy to create jobs. The government had no strategy to even bring investors. The most disappointing thing was when this government took over, Senator Carpet brought from the investment forum, brought a lot of investors from all over the world. The kingdom, President Weah should come to that forum. He refused. A senator bringing a lot of investors to the country, creating every environment for you as the president to just meet with them. And today, since the president took over, they told her that they were going to create over 150,000 jobs. Nothing. The president had a scale program they call Weah for Clean City, $25 million was pumping. What do we see here? Scan. So all the sectors are broken down. The president said you are facing road. The only road they face should have been 3 kilometers of road. They face 1.5 kilometers, while the rest of the balance 1.5. In fact, if you do an analytical view on the road is not completed. The road have one side sidewalk. There's no road built which is completed that you put sidewalk on one side. So where the balance 1.5 kilometers, where does the rest of the money go? So the government has never completed all the sector. They cry about what you call Coastal Road. Go and see Riverside Road today. To leave from here to Riverside County, we're going to shut that distance. You pay $2,500 on motorbike. So if you had to go and come back, you pay $5,000 Liberian dollars. If that's what we elected we are for, He keep to all that you are going to develop the coastal road. Go and see the Raffi road, the road that leading to your airport. The road that leading to your airport. Do you know what happened on there? The road that become a black trap. So the president is all the sectors are broken down. That is why the president needs to be put up because he's not serious. We are taking a compulsion heat, something that never happened in the country, something that not happened in the history of the country. Today, 7 are not being paid. It was only when the finance minister of course about to be hindered, he was able to pay, at least talk about paying the judiciary. When he was invited by the House of Senate, he was able to release at least 1 month pay. Is this the kind of leadership we need, that the president sits in one country and don't care about what is going on in his own country? So the president has miserably failed.
Okay, 2023 is fast approaching, and there are a lot of governments within opposition parties. Do you think a single opposition political party can unseat the voting establishment?
What I believe is, during the past election, Ome Bwaka was single. He generated over 475,000 votes. President Weah won with around 500,000 votes. So the Ome Bwaka was single in an election where President Weah was very popular, came 500,000. This time, what people are disgruntled, disappointed, broken down. Those people who have been disheartened and disgruntled will join the over 475,000 people. The disgruntled citizen, the over 250,000 was a join. And that is why Dara Dillon whipped them as the footballer would say back to back. In their stronghold, whipped them back to back over 200,000 margin.
At that time,
but since that time, Weah had not improved. Weah had done his worst. Since that time, he had never done his best. So all the Bwaka alone will whip Weah 15 candidates. Weah whipping 40 candidates.
Is it that you support Bwaka, so you have to say this?
What?
Is it that you want to support Bwaka? Is it what you are saying this?
So it's by statistics. It's by reading what's happening. It's by the failure of the government. And not by because you want to support Bwaka. Who would want to be in a country that you continue to be oppressed? Do you feel that President Weah still want to be president of the republic? Have you recorded in the history of the country that a president will just walk out? So the fact that President Weah in himself does not want to be president of Ome Bwaka will whip in 15 countries. Do you know what happened in Canada today? Do you know what really happened in the Southeast that he claimed we are being a stronghold?
But if we
do you know what happened in Monrovia County?
If we should look at statistics, let us just do a throwback to the just ended senatorial by-election in Weah County. Ome Bwaka who are not secure a win. How can you respond to that?
But citizens didn't even secure a win. They saw.
But they endorsed the candidate.
That was not an endorsement. Citizens were playing a game of political trick behind Jala. They needed Jala to resurrect them. Jala have continually gone for second position in local election on 4 occasions. So Jala is a total popular guy in local candidate. Jala was not a CDC candidate. Jala was not a citizen because CDC wanted to resurrect her name. So let them go by that little test. If they clean your capital local, then let them go there and see, because then you will be deceiving yourself. The best thing a man can do for himself is to self-examine yourself and see why your failures are and be able to draw up. But CDC have failed. Even the road they clean it to local today. Is that CDC that sourced the money? Is that CDC that did a feasibility study? It was the Ellen Johnson government that did a feasibility study for the road, sourced all the money from the Arab Bank for the road. You want to meeting it up to complete up to today. You are not being able to complete the road. And they doing that. So CDC is a total failure. They hanging on Jala in order to get a vote of the local people, but that wouldn't happen. They hire traditional patriotic country in this country, a local country. And don't underestimate them in supporting their own son. Do you think a local country will support a Weah? Is that why you're thinking? Then that leader to see if a local country that I know will support a Weah. In no way that will happen.
Okay, let's move on. Lastly, lastly, before we move on, let me just say to you, thank you so much for all of the questions being answered. But this interaction is global. Our viewership is worldwide. And so, what could be your call to President Weah whilst he's out of the country?
My call to President Weah is to honorably leave power. If President Weah could even resign before October 8th, that would be preferable. President Weah has shown beyond all reasonable doubt that he is unable to offer leadership for this country. President Weah has shown beyond all reasonable doubt that he cannot create jobs for the country. President Weah is not showing leadership to the younger generation. See how our younger generation languishing. Why do you think we got more support in this regime? If you want to get a statistic of the support we get in the country, it's disappointing. The government has come up with no clear strategy as to how to mitigate the growing problem. President Weah has shown no leadership in that. Today, our young people continue to become so good. Do you know that just in recent times, the American government was able to follow drugs worth 100 million drugs, worth 100 million entering this country? Do you mean to tell me that the Weah government don't know where the ghettos are? Do you mean the Weah government don't know where to track down people that are selling these drugs? They wanted to make money out of the drugs to fuel that in the election. And that's why they have got our younger generation tend to so-called and turn to drugs addicts. If there's somebody who have put down the shit out of the young people, who just came and say he made drug law. Look at how he got the law. The decent white bill or pass. For Ellen, since he came, he said he had done what we call the minimum wage bill. Today, what do you see? No operationalization of that law. So we are honoring him. We passed the local government act. 4 years after the local government act is not operationalized, then you can pass drug law. The drug law will not enter the police to make more money. The drug law will be a no effect. There's the president that honor whose leadership you got more so go. So for me, the best thing Weah can do is to resign. Any attempt for Weah to go in the election, he will be miserably defeated, and that would spoil his record. So Weah should build no coalition. Weah should peaceably give back the people power, and then we're going to hail him for that.
Thank you, sir. Your name again?
My name is Tuben.
Okay, thank you so much for speaking with us, and I hope to talk to the next person. This is African Actions Network. Kindly share the broadcast. Leave your comments. My name is UV Gandet, and we are coming to you live from the Huntersville Interactive Forum, HARD Forum for short, and we are getting the express views of citizens regarding the president's long stay out of Liberia. And another young man just entered our camera. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on the platform.
Your name?
My name is Garnina Lawrence Davida James.
Okay, and let me say many thanks for joining us. I've been tipped that you served as the former student leader at the Grand Bassa Community College.
Certainly, I've been in the spheres of student leadership as well as youth leadership. I also serve at the Grand Bassa Community College. I also work at the level of the Grand Bassa Student Union. I work in many youth groups. It's a pleasure to be on the platform.
Okay, so I think I was correct from the tip up I had already. But welcome to African Actions Network. This is a very civil interview. You have your right to express your views for the opportunity. But let's move on. What is your take on the long stay of President Weah out of Liberia?
I'm not disappointed. I'm happy about the president's long stay. I'm not actually disappointed because these were issues that we expected to have happened if he has been given power in 2017. That's why we went in the trenches, we informed the people, not to have made a decision to make him president. Today, all of what we said have now become reality. So I'm not disappointed. The only disappointing part of it is that those people who were highly built, those who thought that this president who have transformed this country, making it to be like New York. Those are the people who hope are being disappointed. But my hope is not that. My hope is not disappointed. I expect this from the president, and going forward, everybody who build their hope to be, they won't be disappointed. Like somebody will say, a father is leaving a womb. Somebody will say the president is supposed to enjoy the immunity of the country. The president is supposed to travel. The president is entitled to traveling. What dividend does it bring when the president travels for long? Practical example, you as a father, if you leave a womb in the morning and you're coming back 8 o'clock or 5 o'clock and nothing is womb at all, your heart is struggling. You don't even want to reach to the house. Because when you reach our home, the children will come welcome you. That means welcome daddy. It's a name that symbolizes a lot of things. It's a name that implies that you are coming back to your family with something big. The president left and went to Qatar. What is he doing there? What is he planning to come back with? What will happen to the economy? The president left. Civil servants have not been taking pay for 2 months. I see people rejoicing, clapping, simply because the president is being focused on by camera. What dividend does that bring to Liberia? Is it alleviating poverty for the downtrodden masses? Is that restoring the hope of the 100,000 people who voted this president? Is that helping us to take the economy from the dodging or hopelessness to a higher high? These are all strategies of African politics, specifically looking at the condition Liberia is in. For me, like I told you, as a youth activist, as a student leader, I never disappointed. We expected these things to come from Mr. President.
Okay, people talking about disappointments, but thankfully you say you are not disappointed because it doesn't beat your imagination, because it is what you expected. But the president press secretary, Solo Keppen, actually came up in a catalog all of the president travels along with his achievements, with the 50 million from Morocco, talking about refurbishment of the freeport of Monrovia and the port in Sandwood as well, and other developments that they've been able to see from other countries that have promised. So, what do you make of the president's press secretary recent release, talking about all of the achievements?
Mr. Gardner, I don't even refer to that as a press statement. I don't even refer to that as a press statement. What do you intend? What do you intend to get from somebody who works in the office of the president? What do you intend to get from somebody who works in the office of the president? What do you intend to get from a person who is being employed by Mr. Mentor? If Mr. Mentor does wrong, will that person tell Mr. Mentor that you wrong? So what do you intend to get that? It's a mere bluff. I can sit down in one corner and get ready and say, these are some achievements that this SYC person has achieved, simply because I feel what that. That is of no reality. That is of no reality. Look, the silent part of it is that workers supposed to be any on the 18, right? Workers supposed to be any on the 18. The president has written in the legislature to stay up to the 18. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means that the president is only in Qatar to just watch his son playing, to marinate. Like many of the Liberian politicians have said over and over and again, President Weah was never ready to be president of the country. Now we are making him president. And we're getting the real side of President Weah. President Weah is simply telling the Liberian people that he doesn't want to be president anymore. If I were at the legislature, specifically at the lower house, I would have drafted a bill to impeach the president. What the president has done, a warrant impeachment in a best practice institution, in a well-organized and well-structured democracy. No serious-minded leader will leave the country to go off for 48 days. 48 days without any proper reason. You talk about you want to attend forum in France. Are you telling us that your foreign minister cannot attend that which you want to stay there for 48 days? Is that a justifiable reason why civil servants are back here crying for salary for 2 months? Are you telling us that you're sitting in Qatar watching your son playing? Why You went with chief of staff, defense minister, with 60 other persons to watch the king with you. Are you telling all you on diplomatic mission where state resources have been looted? Look, the legislature too need to be serious. They need to be serious about inviting Samuel to plenary. That is not sufficient for the legislature. Inviting Samuel to the legislature is not sufficient. I think the president they need to sufficiently deal with to be the president. The president has shown everything that they don't would normally say, President, the Mr. President say he won't be president again. President has said everything to all that he won't be president again. Let the legislature impeach them, man. They really now more in there. Let them impeach them, man. Doesn't want to be president anymore. Doesn't want to be president anymore.
Okay, he's not the only president though. He has a long stay. But Madam Sali used to travel at times once, twice a week, normally in this country. So let's compare the two.
Madam Sali used to travel twice a week. Yeah? Almost every time. 2 or 10 years. Did you remember Madam Sali traveling to go to Qatar for watching Walker? During Madam Sali in 2010, they played Walker in South Africa. Did you see Madam Sali in any of these Walker activities? Madam Sali was always going after diplomatic recognition and something that could bring dividend back. Several travels from Madam Sali brought a lot of things to this country. Several travels from Madam Sali, look at the road. In Monrovia, people don't have how do they come from Madam Sali travel? And several other things like even the channel 8 has brought about the ministry or complex. I think they keep from Madam Sali travel. But what has the president several travel has brought? They overstay days in Qatar. What has it brought to Liberia? Nothing. So it's just why previous economic risk. I don't want to say bad, but this is an advantage. It makes almost every Liberian to be alone. Today, you see every young person in the country is now turning to old people. As long as I am, every day we worry about what happens tomorrow. Because we wake up in the morning without having expectation of eating the next day. What a country we live in. What a country with all leadership. President Weah, the leadership even it was in a student council president. I've been a student president. Student council government is much better than president Weah government. Because the only thing you can hear about is looting. Look at Leyte. What happened to Leyte or recently? Part of the story of Leyte. The Leyte, no deputy director was attended with say, oh, they all have money in Araco. And these are just the normal trend. Still the senator of President Weah at that level.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's a little bit wet here. A heavy downpour of rain already. So we have to move on quickly. I'm so much more concerned to ask this question. If tomorrow was election, on what basis will you vote or will not vote President Weah as president?
I think I have given every other reason why President Weah now you be taken serious. I just told you that the legislature to be President Weah, he won't be president anymore. Okay. So if you do sectorial analysis, meaning you do economic analysis on the basis of status in this country. I can remember in 2018 when the president was inaugurated. This was a key statement that I captured on his inaugural address. He said Liberians will no longer be spectators of their economy. That means they were going to privatize liberalization policy. That policy that talked about Liberians taking ownership of the country economy. Job creation was going to be key pillar of their government. So they let's check around here. Do you believe that Liberians are no longer spectators of their own economy? You believe that? I think it was better for us to be spectators. Right now, we're not spectators. Because if you are a spectator, you can go to the stadium, you can be comfortably seated, you lay by and watch the game. But you know who we are now? We are sitting by the radio and listening, not seeing the action on the field. I remember people going to SKB. Some people can go right here, right? They can tape toes to watch the game on SKB. We are that kind of people now who taping toes on right here. We're climbing up the plum tree. We're on the fairground field and finding our way to spot the game on the field. Why Samuel Tue? Why President Weah? why Nathaniel McGill, Serena Seafor, the rest of the top government officials are only playing in a tomb of corruption. In a tomb of corruption. That's one reason why no Liberian to take President Weah serious anymore in any election. If President Weah was to come down again to say I won't be tanty, we are saying no Liberian to take him serious to even getting tanty to people try for re-electing him to be president. Now look at the health sector. Somebody talk about the health sector. Can you imagine a paracetamol that is being sold for $20 per strip? Can that be from a Liberian government hospital? Then you take such person to be re-elected. The best thing any government can do is when they are in their first term, they try everything best possible to convince the people. You know, government, the first time a dialect, you going around a young, beautiful girl. So you want to entice her with everything of love so that the next time she will take you as a serious person. They're going for re-election. The country is stagnated in this manner. The economy is being broken down. The economy is in a doorway of hopelessness. Then you send them for second term. That's why you're telling me you send them there. What's going to happen? Samuel 12 took 25 million as a mock-up. The next thing you will take will be 50 million as mock-up. Later, director mismanage later form. The next thing they're going to do, they're going to mismanage more than that. So nobody should even take them serious. Auditors are all dying here. They're going for re-election. And they're telling us that the auditors are just dying with no investigation. So all of these things are clear reasons why President Weah should not even think about going to NEC to say, you put my favor on ballot paper. He should not even think about that. He as an individual, he as a president, should not even think about that. Because no Liberian who are cognizant of the severe suffering in the country will take President Weah serious. Unless for the guy who believe that they were born to continually be in a dungeon of property, those are the people who will take Weah serious. Those who believe that because Weah is a celebrity, so Liberian people getting a job to make pleasure of the Liberian people resources, those are the people who will take President Weah serious. But I will believe that this country should be a country that everybody will enjoy the equitable distribution of the national cake to not take President Weah serious. I do believe that conscious manner Liberians who believe that drugs supposed to be supplied at the Liberian government hospital regularly to not take President Weah serious. I do believe that every Liberian who's supposed to have quality education at their disposal should not take President Weah serious. I do believe that every Liberian who's supposed to who believe the rule of law and justice to everyone should not take President Weah serious.
Okay, moving forward, 5 years and a month for the expiration of President Weah's first term in office. Can you point out anything remarkable that he can leave as a tangible, even if he's not re-elected?
You know, sometimes somebody, if I say President Weah not doing anything, somebody will call to go market. Somebody will call to our market. But you know what? I don't consider these things to be achievement. The last time I checked, the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, he launched a second satellite in space to back up the country post and telecommunication. These are national developmental agenda that a leader can be boastful of. That Douala market. How you got Douala Kitchen? That thing I'm going for. The last time I checked, the president of Rwanda launched a rail connection that the people will travel by the railway. They will use train to go from one state to another. These are national projects that when a president does that, the country will stand up tall and say, "All hail, Mr. President, hail." But not Douala market. He says here, telling you nothing he has done as a national leader of the country that we can be boastful of.
Okay, let's move on. 2023 is fast approaching, and many voices are resounding that President Weah should not be re-elected. But in your honest mind, do you think a single opposition party can unseat this government?
The MPP lost the presidency after Charles Taylor was taken to the Hague. The MPP were of no relevance into the politics of our country, right? I remember when opposition gathered and they called that gathering Ganta Declaration in Nimba. It was when Prince Dwight Johnson said the president was drunk and Senator Weah was drunk and he was talking profusely. I remember that declaration. They are so inward to unite opposition. That declaration was never actualized. until Weah, but then he was senator. He and Senator Weah Howard Taylor, they all mayor, you call him, former House Speaker, and they started joint forces to form the coalition. And it was solely done to get the Unity Party government for in seat with the expectation of redeeming Liberia. But as it stands, Liberia does not need opposition to be united. They are failure with this government. So I know the background of the question, CPP is being damaged, right? Liberia does not need to bring all the opposition political parties in the country. You just need like-minded people who have a vision and ideology of the same kind to get together. Today, what we face here is being understood by everyone across the country. Even people in the international world who are Liberians, they are also in the know. President Weah stand no chance to be re-elected in this country. President Weah stand no chance to be re-elected in the country. I just told you, President Weah, I don't want to be president anymore. They are behind him. They want to protect themselves and their illegal wealth. That's why they keep encouraging the guy. When they want to remember re-election next year, election, then you leave on your country, you go up for 48 days. Yes, yeah. For 48 days. Are you serious?
Okay, this our viewership is global, and there are many folks who comments are pouring in. I'd love to ask you this last question. What would be your call to President Weah whilst he's still out of Liberia?
The first place, my call to President Weah is to come back home. Civil servants are not taking pay for 2 months. Next month will be December. The next call to President Weah is the economic hardship in the country is very tough. The security sector is being threatened. The security sector is not strong. By taking defense minister and chief of staff alone to go to Qatar, that clearly shows that everyone here at risk. That's why you saw the ERU men were killed by Zokos. Imagine somebody who is moving with arms can be attacked by somebody with all arms and be killed. Can you imagine what happened if it were you? Do you think your body was going to even be discovered? I don't even think so. So let President Weah come back, turn the country over in AWA. One good thing that I know about President Weah, all the best he won at one time. War better at one time, European better at one time, African better at one time. So the president said that one time. So if I were him, I come home and tell the president, I won't be president again, yeah. That's my special call to him.
Okay, thank you so much. Your name again?
My name is Gardiner Lawrence David Ajin. It was a pleasure appearing on this platform. And I hope that the legislature will take my statement serious. Let it impeach the man. He doesn't resign. I mean, he won't be president anymore. Thank you.
Okay, folks, we are still here at the Partnersville Interactive Forum. And so that we can get the views of citizens regarding the president's long stay out of Liberia. Kindly share the video, leave your comments. My name is Yubi Cadet. We are still waiting. We can talk to a few more young persons. They have them some arguments from the back. The guys there, they are playing a little check up, but some of them are having diverse views regarding some of those that appear willingness to join us this afternoon. But as much as possible, many thanks all of you for viewing, leaving your comments and sharing this broadcast. The next time we will also be in another part of Liberia. Probably that will be in the eastern part of Liberia or central Liberia. We will be doing this tour across the country. And so my name is Yubi Garnett. Many thanks to Patience Layout, who sat at control handling the technical aspect of this broadcast from Pennsylvania, USA. So many thanks to all of you for watching. We hope to get more views from across Liberia. But as I said earlier on, the next time you hear from us about this issue of Liberians express views on the president's long stay out of Liberia, that will be in another part of this country, or specifically in another political subdivision. But until then, my name is Yubi Garnett. To have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend from the city of Chan, Grand County.